everybody. Happy Wednesday and welcome to What's Love Got to Do with It. I'm your host, Bunny Sugars. Gemma says, hi, beautiful bunny. Hi, Gemma. I'm so happy to see you guys today. I can't wait to see all the new faces, all the returning members. I can't wait to talk to you guys and do some readings for y'all today. But I want to go through, before we get into it and have a good time here like we always do, let's get into some house rules super duper duper quick. And then we're going to have a chit chat because I have a question for all of you. And it's super important. Don't worry. However, let's get into those house rules really quick. So we do offer free and paid readings here. You just have to ask a specific question down in the comments below, especially if you're on YouTube or Facebook. So make sure you come in with that specific question. However, general questions, we like to answer those on the mypsychicconnection.com website. That's because general questions kind of lead you in some weird direction sometimes, and you may not always want to be that open on a live show like this. So we would like you to go to mypsychicconnection.com. And if you sign up today, you get 3 free minutes to start off your reading with any reader you like on the site. And you can even find me on the site too. So that's where we want to keep those general questions, or you could just ask me anything on there. It's a good time, right? So if you have any medical or legal questions, make sure you save those for medical and legal professionals. We, by law, are not allowed to answer those, unfortunately. And, we'd rather you get the right information for the right thing in your right situation, right information for everything. So if you would like a longer reading or jump ahead of the list, you can go ahead and donate. There will be a link down in the chats, especially if you're watching live on YouTube and Facebook. Remember that. There's a link in the chat. You can go to donate. And with that donation, you can choose from a quick reading, a mini reading, a medium, and a mega reading. So what's cool about the mega reading is you get to ask up to 4 questions, and they are all untimed, except the quick reading. Those are timed, but mini, medium, and megas are untimed. And they take as long as it takes for the message to get out. Spirit will take the wheel on that one. So as well as the donations that we have going on, if you would like to, jump ahead, if you would like to also support us here and support a wonderful cause, $1 of every donation is going to Female Strong this month. So if you care about supporting beautiful charities that do beautiful work all around the world and help supporting us here on My Psychic Connection, go ahead and hit those donation buttons and you get to skip the line. It's like a cheat code. It's great. You get to help and you get your question read faster. It's lovely. Now, we have some games. We have a lightning round coming up halfway through the show, and then go ahead and start it up. Get those emojis going. I see Gemma already rolling with those emojis. We have the emoji contest, and with the emoji contest afterwards, once we find our winner, we crown our winner, you get to have a free card from me from the Hummingbird Oracle. So you get a free general reading from me, which is pretty nifty. And who doesn't like some hummingbirds, right? So I hope you guys have been so good. I'm so excited to see everyone on today. Gemma, I can already tell, is getting that ball rolling with this emoji. She's rocking it out already. Look at all the cute little peace signs. I didn't know that was an emoji now. And look at that one. That's cute too. With the hearts. I love hearts. I love pink hearts. I love bunnies. I love all the cute things. I love all the woodland creatures. So I love seeing the emojis, definitely. Taylor says the mega is awesome. Had one a month ago. Mega readings are cool. You get to get so much information. You get so much information in as much time as needed. You can get all your questions answered. Like, that is the time. When you have burning hot radioactive questions, definitely hit that mega reading button. Definitely donate for that because it's 100% worth it. And whoever you donate to on the site, you will get guaranteed some of the best information for your current situation. So definitely hit that donate button. Woo! Works. Now, I have a question for all of you. Remember how last week I asked you guys to go do something good for yourself? Like, do something to feel good about yourself? Tell me. I want to know what everyone did during the weekend for themselves. For me, I went and bought a McGriddle. Look, I know it's not going to sound like a whole lot. It's not going to sound like a whole lot. And it's probably the worst thing you could put in your body, right? But it's something to treat yourself. It's something to treat yourself a little nicely. Be gentler to yourself. Sometimes it's okay to just have a little bit of junk sometimes. So that McGriddle for me was definitely it. And while you guys go ahead and type in your answers to that question, because I can't wait to hear, let's go ahead and jump into that first question. I'm so excited. And it's Gemma. Hey, Gemma. So, Adam, she says, hi. Adam's ex Carly from 3 years ago hates me and blocked me on Instagram a year or two ago. But I seen today she's unblocked me now. What's her deal? I looked on her account, of course, Gemma, and it says she's happy and moved on with her life. Adam, she's moved on from Adam, I see. This last week, did she want me to see it? She must have had a good look through my account, which weirded me out, and quickly changed it to private. Okay, I can understand, kind of looking into that a little bit, maybe a little bit too much, Gemma. I'm going to be honest, because I don't think this girl is very interested in what you and Adam have going on. If anything, it feels really like she's just living in her moment. She's doing what's best for her, because I'm not seeing her looking at Adam. I'm not seeing her wanting his attention. I'm not seeing her wanting your attention. I think girly girl is just doing girly pop things and living her life. And it's just trying to find her own happiness outside of that relationship with Adam. So I don't think any of this was directed towards you. I think it was a coincidence or just a understandably interesting string of circumstances that would make your thoughts align that way. But it just seems like happenstance. I don't feel like she was looking for your account either. I don't see her wanting to take that much interest in you. Gemma says it's so weird she unblocked me because she's going through her own type of self-healing. She's now realizing these things don't matter. She doesn't care anymore. She is letting it go. She is not thinking about you as a threat to her. And quite frankly, she does seem kind of happy with where things are going. She's living in her own moment, but she seems okay with that. And so while she did, she was kind of weird with you for a while, she's now realized that there's no real threat, and now she's letting that go. And that's why she's probably unblocked not just you, but others as well. So don't be surprised if you see her around on the internet. It seems like you will probably see her around. All right, Gemma, I hope that I was able to help give you some clarity about that situation. And thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful question. Now, let's talk about what I asked before. What did you guys do for yourselves this weekend? Emma says, I bought myself some new clothes. Yes, Emma. That is a woman after my own heart. Gemma says, I ate ice cream and watched some trash TV. Another woman after my own heart. Those are all good ways to just give yourself a little bit of care. It doesn't have to be the healthiest thing on earth, as long as we're not out here hurting ourselves or nothing like that. We ain't got to go that far or that deep. But sometimes Gemma says, thank you. You are so very welcome, beautiful Gemma. But, sometimes taking care of yourself doesn't always have to be like you're doing the most healthiest thing on earth. Eat some junk food, eat some ice cream, go get you a bucket of sugar cookies from the Costco. It's a great time. I do it sometimes. It's horrible for you, but it makes you feel good. Sometimes you just got to feel good in a moment, right? So let's go ahead and jump into another beautiful question. And then we got some carrots coming up for y'all's thoughts. Diana asks, hi, when or will I be in a relationship this year with James? That's a super interesting question. I feel like that's a little bit on the undetermined side. Now, with James, it feels hesitant. It feels like he's not 100% sure all the time what exactly he is desiring from the situation. I think he is looking for more of an advice situation, because I don't see him knowing where to go from within the relationship. But this also reads as someone who is trying to be super intellectual and within their own thought process regarding what's happening. So instead of them wanting to jump headfirst into a relationship, they are really sitting here trying to dissect what they're feeling, why they're feeling it, how they're feeling it. So is a relationship possible? I do feel yes, it leans that way, but you have to give it some time and some space, because he needs time to figure out what he wants, what he needs, and what he is desiring. And I would not say give your hopes up. I would just say be very realistic with what the viewpoint is, because free will impacts everything, and he can easily decide to just not take things forward. So allow things to develop, but don't get your expectations too high, and allow things to just become what they are. It's no fun when you have your hopes up super high and then boom, they choose something different and deflates them. No matter what a reading tells you, free will can change any and everything, definitely. So give it time, use your own discernment within the situation, and go from there. Don't allow yourself to get too wrapped up. And if you don't see him making that effort to put a relationship in, shoot me in that bell. But I do hope that was able to help. But generally speaking, considering this is called What's Love Got to Do with It, this is a very important message here. Do not keep putting energy into someone who is not reciprocating the same amount of energy. You can have a crush all day long. You can hope and dream that you two will be together. But if he or they or she is not coming into alignment with that energy and showing you that they want that too, do not waste your time. Go do something else. Go outside, find something better. Not every crush is worth putting that level of effort into. You have to protect your own energy first. It is okay in that regard to be selfish. Give them time and space to grow, but allow yourself to be selfish. Definitely. So I do hope that was able to help. Definitely. Gemma says, I also video called my new baby grandson. Oh my God, Gemma, that is so sweet. I heard you became a grandma. And congratulations. Taylor says, extended vacay. Yes, ma'am. Take all the time you need on that extended vacation, because that is definitely some of the best self-care. And I hope that vacation was fun, because that sounds like a good time, definitely. So let's jump into some carrots for our thoughts, because we need to talk about the platonic side of love. We talked about self-love, but now we need to talk self-love in relation to your platonic love, friendships specifically. Boundaries in friendships are a requirement, not an option. Boundaries in any relationship are a requirement, not an option. You have to set a boundary with people, because if you do not set that boundary, you end up doing what I love to call extensive people pleasing. You give and give and give and give and give because you don't want to disappoint. You don't want to be a failure to that friendship. You give and give and give, and then you get nothing back in return, or you get minimal or less in that return. And then you end up frustrated in that friendship because you have given yourself so much. It is okay to say, I'm only going to give my friend Josephine like $20 this month if she asks me for money. If you have that friend who asks you for excessive amounts of money, say in your mind, I'm going to cap it here. You get so much of an allowance from me a month. I may love you, but I cannot take care of you. You got to take care of yourself. It is okay to set boundaries like that in place. It's okay to say, if my friend is talking about a relationship that has like literally destroyed her, and it's like it's like an obsessive thought that she's having about this relationship or potential relationship, it's okay to say, hey friend, I understand you're going through this, but I don't think that I have the emotional capacity to give you in this regard. And it's okay to set that boundary. Remember, boundaries in your relationships are not an option. They are required, they are mandatory. Because if you don't, you give too much to that relationship, and then you end up feeling drained mentally, spiritually, physically. So allow yourself distance when you need it. So that's a little bit of a carrot for your thought. And we're going to talk more about that because I got multiple carrots. I'll be flinging them out here. It's great. So let's go ahead and jump into another question. I'm so excited, you guys. This is a great time. Emma wants to know, should I stop hoping? Should I stop hoping for something to happen with Joseph B and move on? Emma, your message is very clear, very quickly. It's not that you should stop hoping. It's that you have to give time. Allow time for things to develop, because what I'm feeling is there's a little bit of impatience that's going on in regarding to you and Joseph. I feel like you are ready, you are willing, you want it now. Girl, I understand because I'm impatient too. I don't think this is a situation that's going to fizzle out, but the less time you give things to come together, the harder it's going to be for not just you to see it forward, for him to feel comfortable enough to come to you with those feelings. Emma says, yes, I totally understand, but you have to give him the same type of grace you would want someone to give yourself. Emma says, don't want to waste my time. I definitely understand that. But if you truly care about this person and you really want something to work with them, even though that there is definitely a spark between you two, you have to allow him the time and space to grow. Because when you get into an actual relationship with somebody like that you didn't give the time and space to grow, that relationship becomes very volatile and it becomes the blame game. It becomes one of those relationships that blows up really big. Emma says he's gone quiet because he feels pressure. He's not gone. He's not done. He's just under pressure. Imagine trying to do self-reflection on yourself and knowing that someone is expecting something from you. And it's just like a buildup of a lot. And sometimes when people are under pressure, they end up thinking, oh, way too much about what is going on. So allow him the time and the space. All right, Emma, keep your head up and allow time and space. It's not time to just throw it in just yet, but I do hope that was able to help you. You guys, we are having a good time. And remember, if you are enjoying the show, you can go to journeyryanlive.com/reviews and you can leave me a review. I love reviews. I like hearing what you guys have to say, definitely. And if you are having a good time and you want to get your question answered faster, if you like what I have to say going on and you want to just jump ahead, Emma says, thank you, Bunny. You are so very welcome, Emma. If you want to jump ahead of that line and donate to a good cause at the same time, go ahead and hit those donation links down in the chat. They come through periodically. You can donate and get ahead of the line and get your question answered so much faster because trust me, it's worth it 100%. It's fun. And remember, mini, mediums, and megas, they are all on time. So I can answer what I need to answer, and the time Spirit lets me do it. It's fun, especially when you're getting messages from Spirit, because Spirit will take the wheel and tell you everything you need to know. So, my friends, I'm so glad to see the emojis in the chat too. Make sure you guys are throwing those emojis up. Yes. Are those little bulls? Those are so cute. And the clock emojis, time is ticking. Put those emojis in because the contest, little bugs, they're kind of cute. They're green. I'll accept them. They're green. Green like dollar bills. Yes, Emma's bugs. And I see all the emojis in the chat. Definitely thank you guys so much. And remember, if you win the emoji contest, you get a card from me from the Hummingbird Oracle or the Dark Mirror Oracle. It just depends on the energy I'm picking up from you because someone in here's always got a message. So with that said, you guys, let's go ahead and jump into our next question. We're having so much fun. We're having a good time. Oskana, I hope I said your name right. This is beautiful. I like how that comes off the tongue. They say, hello, do you see my love interest man? He's a Cancer involved with someone else. Will he make any moves to date me romantically? Now I have to ask a question. Is this someone you feel spiritually aligned to? Emma with the trees. It was so cute. Is this someone you feel spiritually aligned to? Or is this somebody that you're currently pining after and someone that you know in your physical realm, as in your everyday life? So if you can answer me, that would be super duper awesome because we love clarification. And I like getting deep into it. However, I feel like this is a situation in general, in a kind of a general fashion. This is somebody who has the potential, but it's not time yet. This isn't a timed situation. This is a learning. What I'm getting is a learning effort. I don't feel like there's a time frame that is attached to this person. This is going to be a situation of, Osaka, yes, I feel spiritually aligned and I know him. Okay, so this is a situation of when your lessons come together. This isn't something with a time. This is a something for where are you at mentally, physically, spiritually? Are you aligning the way you need to? It's almost like a test. However, this person will come. They're just not ready to show themselves yet. This is someone who is just not there yet. It's not time. I don't feel it would be this year particularly either. This is a slow situation, and this has a lot to do with your spiritual growth and evolution moving forward. Because when you do not have a partner that you're connecting with, but they're not there yet, there's growth that needs to happen in order for you to open up the doors in your heart, so to speak, to... Oh my goodness, my friend. Thank you so much for your beautiful question. Yes, it's very interesting when we feel spiritually aligned to an energy and a connection with somebody. But spiritual connections come with significant growth periods. You will get the person you're hoping for, but give it time because you have to grow stronger first. Spirit is not going to just throw somebody off a cliff for you. They're not just going to throw your future partner off a cliff. They want you to work for it. They want to see the effort put in. And if you put in effort, you will get good effort put back into you. So just remember that, definitely. Oh my goodness, you guys. There's so many gems here today. These questions are really, really good so far. There's so many gems, and I think we're learning a lot together. So I'm very, very, very happy to see all these beautiful questions coming in. Uskana says, thank you, Bunny. You are so very welcome, my friend. So I have another little segment I want you guys to think about. We have a carrot really quick. Good carrots. Monica Jane says, hello, Monica, with that beautiful portrait in your profile picture, that beautiful angel. That's gorgeous. I love that. But we have another carrot for you guys. So it's just a question. We don't have to talk too much into it, but it's just a question. Think about it. And I want you to really think about it. Is your fear of setting boundaries a fear of disappointment, or is it a fear of the fear of being alone that you would feel when you deny somebody? Because a lot of us are in friendships where we just want a friend, someone to talk to. We want someone to be there for us. Is the excessive people pleasing you do within a friendship an actual expression of love and devotion for that friendship? Or is it your own fear of disappointment and your own fear of the illusion of being lonely? That is a carrot for your thought. That's one to really sit on. I was really in my bag when I was thinking about that last night. I was really getting it. Think about that. How do you process your relationships to people? What energy are you giving that is way too much? The fear of disappointment and the fear of being alone go hand in hand like this. So why are you afraid to put boundaries up in your friendship? It's okay. Like, just think about it. It's a good thought. Just think about it for a little bit. Definitely something to digest on. And that's something I've had to digest on for multiple years. I am also a chronic people pleaser, and I've stopped doing that. Sometimes it's okay to tell people to kick bricks. Like, it's okay, y'all. Protect your peace. Talitha. I hope I said that right. Beautiful. They say, fear of disappointment and fear of being alone. I don't really have any friends because I'm far away. I totally understand and I relate. It is hard to put those boundaries in place because you want to have someone with you. You don't want to feel alone. But you have to put your feelings first. Because if you're not putting your feelings first, how are you really going to give the best friendship you can? It's not selfish, it's self-preservating. It's not mean to put your feelings first. It's protecting you and also protecting them. So give yourself some grace, my friend, because these boundaries are, again, mandatory. They are a requirement. You have to, especially if you want good, well-rounded friendships and dynamics in your life. So you guys, we are having a good time. And look, there's some gems. Again, I was in my bag with this one. But with that said, let's go ahead. Look, Emma with the gems and the money bags. Yes, ma'am. See, a woman after my own heart. You guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome today. Talitha, I have self-love for myself at times. I'm having a lot of issues with the guy in my life. Oh my goodness. You should ask a question. I do answer questions. We do paid and free. And if you're really wanting to get down deep into it, I would love to do that with you. Just go ahead and ask that question. I'm here and I'm more than happy to help you through it, my friend. So let's go ahead and jump into another question. All right, you guys, we have a donation. Taylor, thank you so much for your beautiful donation. And remember, everybody, $1 of every donation goes to Female Strong, and it helps us here at the channel. So thank you so much, Taylor. You are awesome with your gorgeous little outfit on, and them heels in that profile pic got me mesmerized because they look good. Taylor wants to know, what will happen in my love life? There's a lot of confusion with Kissing, Cook, and Frank. A lot of ups and downs with the first two. Frank is not my typical type, but he is a gem. Okay, Taylor. You met Frank on vacation in the DR. Ooh, girl, you was traveling. Take me with you. But let's get into it, right? And I would like to keep that question up a little bit longer. I feel like this isn't a question of who is right for you, Emma, with the unlocks and the locks, and we unlock in wisdom today. But it's not a question of who is the right one for you, because I think each of them have their strengths and their weaknesses. Your potential partner that you are with is always going to have not what's right for you, or something that you may find annoying. Like sometimes your partner may smack their food. Like there's going to be good things and there's going to be flaws. We're human, everyone has them. So it's not necessarily a situation of who is right. It's more so of a situation of what characteristics that you feel like you would be okay with long term. Sometimes it's not a situation of who has the best personality, because if you click with them, their personalities match you. Now, I'm going to say, just in a more general fashion, there's a thought process you need to get into in regards to where exactly you want this dynamic to go. What is your long-term outcome? Like, I tell this to people a lot who are stuck in between decisions. Make a pro and cons list of each singular person. And I know that sounds a little bit rough, but it will save you some heartbreak. I feel like if you make that list, if you are able to make that pro and con list of each of them, you will figure out the characteristics in each that you want. It's not a situation of who, because I could literally sit here spiritually and say no for every single one of them. It's not a yes or no. It's not a Cook is better than this one for this reason. It's a what characteristics are you ready and okay with dealing with in your life? I feel Cook very strongly, though. In this reading, I do understand that there's been a lot of ups and downs with you and Cook. However, Cook seems to be the most aligned energetically with you. So there is a half an answer to this question. The bigger part of this question, though, is what are you willing to be okay with? Your partner will always have flaws. Your partner may not always be, the best person on earth. Everyone goes through their challenges in life. But it's where these characteristics lie. It's almost like you have to now put the stamp on what you want from the universe. What are the characteristics in the person that you want? And you have to ask for them. And then also figure it out between these three. And if none of them meet the requirements, let them go. So the yes and no to the situation, it just seems like Cook seems to be more aligned in a way, but you're not going to be satisfied with just that. You have to break it down. You have to break it down trait by trait by trait by trait, because what I fear for you coming up is that you are going to pick the one that you may think is probably the best, not understanding why you picked that one. Now, let's remember your partner or potential partners here are human. They are going to have flaws that will get on your nerves. That is love 101. Everyone will get on your nerves to some degree. It's just how it works.
Hey, I know you're in the middle of this reading, but Taylor, this reading is for you, sweetheart. I noticed that you just said in the chat about you did a donation. Honey, this is your reading.
Yeah.
Yes, this is your reading, sweetheart. All right, I'm going to clear that up.
All right. Yes, Taylor, this is for you, my friend. Yes, but I think maybe the confusion is coming from there is no right or wrong answer to this one. And sometimes spirit likes to throw us like that. There's no right answer and there's no wrong answer here. It's really highly dependent based on what it is you desire from that person. And like I said, sometimes it is okay in a relationship or a potential relationship to write a pro and cons list. Write a pro and cons list of the traits they have and the traits that you see that you're like, I'm not really into it. And then allow yourself to make that decision, because you're not looking for, it's like you're looking for the one who aligns right with you, but you don't know what that alignment fully looks like. You don't know what that alignment fully is. Where I say cook kind of is the best match energetically, you may not find that. This is a decision within your own discernment that you have to use. Your discernment is going to be the key into how you are able to break this down. Spirit is saying, look internal, look within yourself, and figure out what it is that you desire. Because all these people are going to have ups, downs, and flaws with them. You're just going to have to decide which is better. Frank is a little bit of a new energy. You haven't really gotten the time fully to see the flaws yet, because you're having a good time. It's, vacation time. I feel you. You're still having a good time. It's like that rose-colored glasses honeymoon period. The other two, Kissing, I hope I'm saying his name right. I apologize. He may have the potential, but again, I don't feel that satisfaction from you. And then with Cook, there's higher potential, but that's not satisfactory for you. So it's time for you to look internal, use your own discernment, and look into what exactly it is you want. Because unfortunately, if you just jump into a relationship, you're not going to find that satisfaction that you're looking for. You have to have a reason. You are someone who needs a reason and an understanding. And breaking it down by traits that you have in each of them that you like and dislike is going to help you be able to visually see what you're looking at. This is a spiritual question of what your discernment is, because it'll be up and down with all three of them until you're able to come into alignment with that. So Taylor, I do hope I was able to give you some clarity on that one. And thank you so very much for your beautiful donation. I understand it's a little weird when questions come up like that, when spirit just does not have the right answer and the answer is up to you. I feel like as psychics, we are looked at to have the direct answer for everything. And while we can, spirit sometimes wants you to figure out what path is right for you. And I think you have to start finding what it is you desire. List it out, visualize it, make it make sense for you. And then that's where you're going to start getting answers from spirit. You do the homework, you get the answers. So I hope that was able to help, my friend. And thank you so very much. You guys are so awesome. And thank you all for your beautiful questions and those beautiful emojis in the chat. And remember, at the midway point through the show, there is an emoji contest. And if you win the emoji contest, you get a reading from the Dark Mirror or the Hummingbird Oracle. Depends on the flavor of the day. So let's go ahead and jump into our next question. All right, you guys are killing it today with the donations. Thank you so very much, Miriam. She says, I donated. First of all, you're gorgeous. Your profile picture, girl, do you model? Because wow. And the red lipstick does everything for you. Your eyebrows, I'm jealous. But she says, I donated. I'm from Arizona and I'm just in a place of uncertainty. What do I do with my finances? I need help and guidance. I got you, my friend. So Arizona is a ways away. Arizona is not where you're supposed to be. Arizona does not feel like the place you are comfortable. It feels like the place where you've settled. Settling is not what you need to do. There is a movement you need to take. And I feel like you need to be very vocal about, Miriam, what is my calling? I just don't know. Okay. So first and foremostly, Arizona just ain't it. Arizona is just not the girl. I feel you. It's hot over there. But in terms of what your calling is, this could be career-wise. Firstly, I feel like it's something analytical, data related. You're really good with breaking down information. You're really good at having a lot of forethought in subjects. You have an ability to break down certain ideas. And I feel like you need to do it's just like a whole transformative energy coming here. Home, career, state of existence. Everything needs to shift. Miriam says, excuse me, where am I going? I feel like moving out of the US. Girl, give me a list of the places you want to go. Give me an idea of where you're going, because I can't, I'm not great at remote location. That is not my gift, unfortunately. But what I can do is I can look at each location and tell you the best one that aligns with you. So if you have an idea, like, are you trying to go to the Dominican? Are you trying to go to Sweden? Like, where are we going? Because I think that's a big thing going on with you. You have to start kind of thinking about what does it look like for you? What does your life look like for you? Because I can tell you're not happy where you are, definitely. But it's almost like trying to come to terms with the fact that it's going to look different than maybe you thought it did. I feel like you've got a plan and an idea for everything. Emma with all the emojis. She says Morocco, Switzerland. All right, so this is what I'm going to do for you, my friend. Let's draw a card for each of these locations. One card. Never mind, Spirit didn't say one card. So we're just going to draw what Spirit said and told me to do. Morocco is not it. There's no wish fulfillment in Morocco. Switzerland has potential, but you may feel very financially burdened a little bit going to Switzerland. Could be due to distance and things like that. However, for this, you feel very closely aligned with Morocco. But I just think that if you were to go, it's not going to exactly be what you wanted it to be, what you felt it was going to be. Switzerland has a higher potential, but there will be some financial burden for a period of time. There's a little bit of a freeness that comes from being in Switzerland. Marion says, yes, please clear my mind, because you're a little cluttered in these thoughts. You have wants and desires, but the problem here is you're not pinpointing those wants and desires. Again, this is why I say make a list for everything, a pro and a con, whether it be a relationship, career decision. What are the pros of going to this place and what are the cons? Sometimes it is super important to be able to visualize what you're looking at. So she says, okay, Nashville, Tennessee. All right, so let's draw a card for Tennessee. You have better luck in Tennessee. And Emma, with all her emojis, Emma's killing this contest. Y'all better get in that emoji contest. But you have better luck in Tennessee, because Switzerland is draining financially. Morocco is draining mentally, spiritually. You might have a better chance of things moving in your direction in Tennessee. I think also you'll probably more align with the atmosphere there. You need a quieter existence. You need a slower existence. And that's probably where your priority needs to be. You need to slow down. There's a real need here for you to realign with yourself. And firstly, moving out of Arizona, it feels cluttered. It feels dry. Well, Arizona is very dry, but it feels cluttered. It feels dry. And it's essentially like you live in the desert. I mean, Arizona is the desert, but think about it in the most literal way possible. There's nothing there. It's empty. It's voided. Hills, valleys of My friend, thank you so much for your beautiful donation. Take time, make lists. Lists are important. The pen is powerful. I've learned that myself recently. Give yourself grace and give yourself time to think about it. You're going to head in the right direction, but just be aware of what it is you desire. Make a list of what you desire and find the place that works for you. I do hope that was able to help you. And thank you all so very much. And let's go ahead and jump into our next All right, you guys, you heard the lightning. You know what that means. It is time for the lightning round. So you have 3 minutes. Ask me yes, no, or undetermined. Or I will be answering yes, no, or undetermined. But you guys are going to ask me these yes or no questions. Like, for example, is the sky blue? Is my dog, going to go to the park later? Ask yes, no questions, and I'm going to answer as many as possible within a 3-minute time frame. So go ahead and start throwing all those questions in the chat. We're doing a whole intuition round, which is my favorite kind of thing to do. So go ahead and ask those questions. Keep them going. Emma says, will Joseph lend me the car? No. Gemma, will Adam and I move in together? Yes. Monica, is Janez my good friend? Ooh, undetermined. We got to talk about that. Talitha, is Jason mad at me? No. Ooh, girl. Gemma says, will Adam and I get married? Undetermined. Got to talk about that too. Emma, is Joseph watching my social? No. Monica, does she really care for me? Yes. That's interesting. Keep asking those questions, guys. We got 3 minutes on the clock. Keep them rolling in. Miriam says, is my son safe at school? Undetermined. Undetermined. Emma, is Dan into me? Undetermined. We're gonna talk about some things, Emma. Gemma, will I go to my son's wedding reception? Yes. Talitha, will I be able to get the bills paid? Yes. Gemma, will I go to New York City? Yes. Monica, am I getting a windfall of money soon? Yes. Ooh, we got to talk about it. Emma, will my nan's house sell soon? No. Talitha, is Val still my friend? No. Ooh, Talitha, we need to have conversation. Because, ooh, friend. Miriam says, is my ex-husband trying to love me again? Yes. Emma, will my family stalk me again? I think that's what you said. I feel like the answer is undetermined. Gemma, will I go to the new coffee shop next month? Yes. Talitha, is Jason speaking to another female? No. Gemma, is Joseph seeing someone else? No. Monica, will I be a successful hypnotherapist? Ooh. Yes. That's interesting. Emma, will I get my car before June? Undetermined. Gemma, should I end my friendship with Vicky? Yes. There's more, but yes. Monica says, does Mohit still miss me? Yes. Miriam, will I get married again? Yes. All right, you guys. Emma says, are my kids happy? Yes. All right, you guys. Let's see. Will my rent be paid? Says Miriam. Girl, yes. Amen. Rent must be paid. Oh my goodness, you guys. You guys, thank you so much for participating in the lightning round. Thank you guys for your questions. There are some of them I want us to go in depth on. Y'all know who y'all are, because sometimes an undetermined means we just got to talk about it. And I think we need to just talk about it, because y'all, some of those had me on my toes. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got to figure this energy out. So you guys are awesome. And thank you so much for participating in the lightning round. And we're going to go ahead and jump into some more questions, and then we'll have a carrot and some questions. Gemma said, that made me sweat. Girl, me too. Under these lights, I was like, oh no, there's so much. It's when spirit gives you a message, and not only that, but it's getting hot because the lights are on, and you're like, oh dang. I got more to say, and you got to stop. It's a lot. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And our next question is from Jacqueline. Will me and NE get together? Thank you. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for your beautiful question. I feel like you and NE. That's very interesting. The energy feels a little stagnant right now. I'm not going to lie. I need someone to put more effort in, and I also need someone to apologize. So I'm not sure who particularly said something that might have been a little bit off, and I'm not sure who's pulling their emotions back or who's not capable of understanding what their role in certain situations between the two of you is. But there needs to be a conversation and apology. There needs to be a little bit more effort put into the dynamic aspect of this. I do think it is possible. I just feel like there needs to be conversations about some things from the past first that happened, because I feel like someone's inability to see where they're wrong is keeping them from letting this bloom. And that's no good. That's not going to help nobody know how. So definitely there needs to be this talk of there needs to be a renewal conversation is what that feels like. Because there's a lack of an apology here. There's a lack of understanding here between a situation that happened between the two of you. The relationship comes undetermined. It becomes potentially, but there needs to be very big talks about the dynamic between the two of you. It just kind of comes off stagnant, a little cold, a whole halt. There, like I said, the realm of communication needs to reopen, and communication being the biggest aspect into how anyone gets into a relationship definitely is impacting the decision here. Sometimes what ends up happening is people aren't ready to make that decision 100% because of. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, my friend. I hope I was able to give you some clarity on that one. But remember, everybody, this is a good point. Sometimes a relationship won't go through because of a lack of communication. Communication is probably one of the most important aspects of any relationship. And if there is not enough communication, things will get misconstrued, bonds will break, resentment will build. So remember, communication, 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 and communication. That's your big number one in any relationship. So let's do a super duper quick carrot for your thoughts. So we talked about a second ago, or not a second ago, it was a couple minutes ago. Let's be for real. It was a while ago. We talked about, is your platonic people pleasing negatively impacting your relationship because of your fear of chronic loneliness or isolation, all those kind of negative feelings. So what happens within a friendship when you're allowed to put those boundaries in? Because we have to look at the positive side. It's more than just a negative. We have to look at the positive really quick. When you are able to put those boundaries in a relationship, it becomes a much healthier situation, not just because there's equal give and take, but because you are then able to push forward together. It becomes a unit. So instead of fearing that you are going to lose out on something because of your inability or your ability to put a boundary in a relationship, think about it in the way that if you put those boundaries in, you will have not just a healthier time, but a more solid relationship. Friends who put up boundaries with friends are still friends. They're still friends. You can still give more percentage into the relationship to some degree. Like, no relationship is truly 50-50, whether it is familial, platonic, or a relationship. Your friends will sometimes give you 70% and you give like 20 or 30. Sometimes you will give 80 and sometimes they'll get that 20 back. Sometimes, depending on what's happening in your life, aspects of the friendship are going to change. Sometimes people go reclusive and go quiet. I'm famous for that. But at the end of the day, having those boundaries is something positive to be looked at. It's something that's good for you because you have to have boundaries. If you can't set boundaries in a platonic relationship, it's going to be hard to set those boundaries in a romantic relationship. What happens when you don't set boundaries? You end up getting taken advantage of or overexhausting yourself to the point where you feel like a corn husk of a human being. Don't do that to yourself. Allow yourself some grace and allow yourself to be selfish, quote unquote, sometimes. You're not really being selfish. You're being quite fair, but it feels selfish for us. So I use the word selfish. So that was a super duper quick carrot. Look at the positive side of interpreting boundaries. So let's go ahead and jump in. And I think we have a winner to our emoji contest. Gemma knocked it out of the park. Congratulations. You, my friend, have won the emoji contest. And I love that for you. You guys were awesome. Y'all were killing it. Those emojis were flying today. Y'all were giving it your all. And so we are going to draw from the Hummingbird Oracle, which is one of my favorites. I love birds. I love rabbits and I love birds. Gemma, let's see what you need to do. Let's see what Spirit says for you. Gemma says, yay, my fingers are aching. Girl, you was clicking them buttons. You were going in. So, man, kudos to you. My arthritis could never. So, let's jump into it, Emma. Your first card out, because you drew 3. And every time we do a reading, it seems like we get 3, don't we? So your first card out is Bird Bath. Cleanse those dusty wings so you can feel more freely. This is talking about breaking away from some old habits that have kept you. Oh, there's 4. Okay, Spirit said surprise. But it's talking about getting out of that stuck energy that you feel. So you know how sometimes you might get a little anxious and you might live in that anxiety a little bit and it prevents you from going out and doing what you want to do. You need to cleanse yourself of that energy because what that does is hold you back. Your next card here is Sparkling Jewels. You've tapped into the universe's infinite flow of abundance. Accept your treasures with open wings and an open heart. The world is literally your oyster, Gemma. You are the one holding you back, though, Gemma. Though you have it all in the palm of your hands. It is there. You can do so much more than I think you give yourself credit for. But the problem is you're scared to do it because it requires shifting and changing and things, and everything's new and you don't know what it's going to be like and how you're going to be received. Stop thinking about that. Remember, go kick bricks is a complete sentence for a lot of people. If that's what you need to do to feel better, tell people to go kick bricks or tell them in your head. It doesn't matter, because you are the one holding you back from gaining that abundance that you need. Gemma said, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm struggling physically and mentally, especially with hormones. Girl, I understand. But you're on the right path and it's all laid out for you. It's just going to be a moment of when you're ready. Girl, take you a nice long hot bath and just start pushing on. Now, your next card, because remember, you drew 4. One of them was a surprise. I wasn't really looking or thinking about that. But your next one is natural instincts. You know which way to fly. You know what you're doing. You know what? No, it's not even know that you know what you're doing. You know what you need to do. You know how to get there. You know how to get to the finish line. You have to push yourself definitely to that finish line. Spirit is saying, I know it hurts. I know it's hard. But girl, get on that track and put on your shoes and just start booking it. Just go. And remember, life is a marathon and not a race. Have some grace with yourself just a little bit. Gemma says it's slowly getting better and trying to drop safety behaviors. Girl, it takes time. Again, it's a marathon. It's not a race. You are going to get there. And your last card is heartstrings. Your heart is opening and singing with sweet unconditional love. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself, that's what I'm talking about when I say give yourself grace. Sometimes the love that you need in your heart is the love within yourself for yourself. Give yourself a little bit more time. Keep talking up yourself, saying, you know what, I can't do it today, but I'm dang sure going to do it tomorrow. Don't let your limitations hold you back, because the pathway is open. You just got to start putting on them track shoes and start booking it. Help yourself first. Gemma says, I've been putting myself first. Amen. As you should, as everyone in here should. Put yourself first. You are the most important. Talitha, all these readings are beautiful. It feels like you are speaking to my spirit. Oh my God, Talitha, thank you so much. She says, very helpful. Ah, my heart. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I can be here and give that feeling of comfort to you guys. And honestly, a lot of what I talk about here is things that I've learned in my own life, and it ain't been that long. It's only been 32 years, but I've been learning it too. Gemma says the anxiety wants me to hide, but pushing myself. Yes, push through it. I promise you, as a girlie who suffered with anxiety, push through it. It'll be the best thing you've ever done for yourself. And Gemma, you are on the right path. Give yourself grace and keep going. You are doing amazing. And I'm proud of you. If no one's telling you they're proud of you, I'm proud of you. Thank you so, so much for participating in that emoji contest. And thank you all so much for your beautiful energy. I love you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Gemma says, thank you. Needed to hear this. You are so very welcome, my friend. Ooh, I got goosebumps. Talitha says, oh, we have a little bit of a glitch. Talitha says, sometimes, crying does help. I don't want to feel lost. But the only way we can get found is to get lost. The only way we can find our way is to get lost. So don't think about it as a negative. Think about it as a positive. If you don't walk through the forest and you don't know, where you're going, how are you going to have new experiences? Like, almost think about it like Alice in Wonderland from The Beautiful Kay, because that made me think of her a little bit. If you don't walk the path that you can't see, how are you going to see where there's something so beautiful that can come out of it? Being lost isn't bad. Being lost is just kind of the pathway to finding better. It's to find new. Lost isn't bad. Lost is just a state of being for a temporary amount of time. Give yourself some grace, Talitha. It's all right. But thank you so, so much, you guys. You guys are so awesome. And let's go ahead and jump into another question. Vicky Marie and her awesome hair. She wants to know, will everything be okay in my situation, please? Ooh, Vicky. I feel just generally the answer is yes. I think everything is going to be okay. I think things need time to even themselves out, though. I think you need to kind of give less to the situation, allow things to be what they are, because what's happening is you may be getting a little bit too overly involved in certain situations that you may not have to. You need to kind of step back a little bit and allow things to play out as they are. Now, if it's directly affecting you, like 100% in your face, I can understand where it's a little bit hard to do that, but there has to be a level of detachment that you give. So ultimately here for you, I do feel like things are going to get better. You got a world card here, which is that's pretty solid here. It gets better, but you have to give less to the situation. The more you give to that situation, the harder it's going to be for you to separate, the more you're going to end up putting more in your mental brain, inside everything, like in your mind. The more you do that, the more you're going to overclog and overcloud yourself in your head, and you don't want to do that. So go ahead and find your ways, if possible, to kind of just pull back your energy from that situation. I think that's the biggest thing here. Things will fall into place. Things are going to come into balance. Remember, you got that world card, but the tower has to fall. And in order for the tower to fall, you have to pull back. Let people fall. Let the people around you go through their learning process. You cannot save everyone, and you can't save those who don't want to be saved. So do yourself a favor, pull that energy back, and allow yourself a moment to just say, I can't think about this. I can't deal with this. Because you're All right, you guys, thank you so much for your beautiful questions. My friends, I hope I was able to help give you so much clarity today. It is always my pleasure to be here. Thank you all so much for participating in the games and the beautiful emoji contest. And remember, the party don't stop because I get off the line. At 10 p.m., you can go into the Shadow of Dreams with Journey and Kay. That's always a fun show. So sometimes your readings and your dreams correlate. Go get yourself a reading from Journey and Kay. They are amazing at what they do with those dream readings. So that's tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you are so obliged, oh Lord, my words. If you are obliged, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button and share us out to all your friends. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Bunny. This is What's Love Got to Do with It. I'll see you guys again next week, next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Drink water. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Bye-bye.